the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the Bears. Jon Gruden, at least he returned to a familiar changing room. But yeah, I think the Tyson Fury fight over the road was probably his excuse this week, because what a pathetic excuse of a head coach he is. And obviously now he has resigned because of all the dramas that I generally just can't be bothered to talk about because he is a waste of oxygen. Yeah, pretty much he had to go. So yeah, Jon Gruden, I don't know what your excuse was this week. Can't have been the changing room, so it must have been something to do with the events the night before in the boxing. But yeah, the Bears, this was their one game where their defense was just on fire. Far too strong for a Raiders team who only got one touchdown with a missed 2-point attempt. So yeah, bit pathetic from them. Yeah, Carl got sacked by Khalil Mack and they got a field goal. And then Justin Fields, who did start for the Bears, had 111 yards with a touchdown in there. The touchdown came from Horsted and Fields combining. And yeah, the Bears won this one pretty comfortably, 20-9 away at the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that just to summarise this one, Brad, I thought it was a solid performance from the Bears. So Khalil Mack back from injury was a massive boost. That Bears defense, they're just a totally different proposition when he is there in the linebacker positions. But the Raiders were absolutely shocking. I mean, you looked at least when they lost to your lot, the Chargers, they looked like a competitive team and they had some good performances.
Yeah, especially in the third quarter against us, they definitely gave us a worry.
Yeah. And when you look at the passing threats that they've got, when you've got, I say, Hunter Renfrow, you've got the tight end Darren Waller, you've got Henry Ruggs. These are good pass catchers, and Derek Carr, when he gets in time in the pocket, can be a real threat. We've seen them get wins at Arrowhead as well when the Chiefs have played better than they have this season. But it was just appalling, and I think you could just tell from the very off that there's now real issues at the Raiders, like you mentioned about the exclusive overnight about Jon Gruden resigning over sort of comments he made about the commissioner and other players, journalists, staff. It's just a total mess, and you do wonder, and it does feel like this has been brewing behind the scenes for a good few weeks now, because the Raiders look a shadow of the team that they did a few weeks ago, and the Bears, they love a scrappy game. That's what suits them. They're not going to be involved in many high-scoring affairs. And the Raiders have played right into their hands. And the Chicago Bears, much to all of our surprise, I thought were thoroughly deserved winners.
Yeah, just on top of that, I just don't think like this season. Obviously, you've got a very talented tight end in Darren Waller, and he just don't get targeted. He's just not being used. But yeah, we'll see who their new head coach will be in the future.